we can make progress without punishing people, and we can build a city that works for everyone, not just allow the 3% of assets. So let's start percentages without white lanes. It's about balance, it's about the process, and it's about respect, and it's about transparency. Because the city isn't collecting data in the rain, you're not collecting data in the winter time, and they're certainly not being honest about how it's affecting businesses, communities, and families across the West End. And yes, it's about fixing the giant mistake before people lose their businesses, lose their jobs, and lose their lives, and lose their faith in City Hall. While Mayor Chow and Councillor Andrew Morley continue to discuss growing concerns and doubling down on a broken plan that the city is turning into a home, that's not leadership, that's negligence. Leadership means stepping up and assisting the family, not hiding behind ideology when your staff suffers. Thank you.
For the proposed shelter at 25350 Gerard Street East, and also I'm here to represent shelters near daycares and nestled in neighborhoods. The city is putting in our community at unnecessary risk. These are infants and toddlers who rely on us as adults and leaders to protect them. And instead, the city is prioritizing convenience over safety and politics over planning.
Safety for carbrains.
Convenience over safety and politics over planning. This is not a corporate solution. The short-term path that lacks necessary support, oversight, or long-term variability. Meanwhile, community services are being overwhelmed, communities are being ignored, and critical stakeholders that they can operate are left completely in the dark. The city claims its response is recognition, but the real crisis demands coordinated, competent action. What we're seeing is absence of zoning consultation. Some of us resources to data and the public will to build properly located independent housing. That makes that citizens feel most safe. It's a time for accountability and time for solutions. It's time we can stop making real people failure to plan.
Hearing today,
not speak for our community.
All across this city, from all walks of life, coming together to reclaim their city from the radical fringe who have dictated the terms of City Hall for too long. We are hearing seniors on the condo buildings and apartment buildings who want to take this city back from radical policies that have gone too far to modern policies and get back to the center where it's run traditionally for quite some time. Unfortunately, the leadership at City Hall is just not working. So back when I ran for mayor a couple of years ago in the last by-election, a lot of people spoke passionately about the need to deal with those drug injection sites, to care for people with compassion rather than destabilizing our communities, to get the city moving again so you can get from A to B. It shouldn't be something that
just becomes horrendous to take the kids to a hockey game or a baseball game. That's who we are. And unfortunately, in the past 2 years, the city is moving in the wrong direction on a number of key fronts. And I think what we're looking for right now is a call for accountability. We need answers. Unlike bureaucrats, our elected states unfair. Accountability is nothing. So many homeless shelters, so many facilities that are supposed to be for compassion, that are coming to champions. Why is it that we can't even get basic infrastructure for this done in our reasonable amount of time? We represent the regular standard majority of people of all walks of life. And I think you're going to hear more and more from these people in the months to come. Thank you so much for joining us. Good morning, everyone. My name is David Margulies from South Etobicoke. The city chose to avoid politically challenging the decision of citing shelter, instead delegating it to subordinates and shirking their responsibility. This is not democracy. We elect our leaders to make informed decisions. Significantly smaller than the city's own minimum standards of 15,000 square feet. It also within 200 meters of 2 schools and abuts a subsidized seniors residence. The shelter at 66th 3rd would be designated as a harm reduction site. It will offer 24/7 access to drug paraphernalia, including needles and crack pipes. It will prohibit consumption on site. This policy will surely increase drug use in alleys, parks, streets, playgrounds, endangering our communities. City officials and shelter agonists insist that addicts are the most vulnerable among us. But we strongly disagree. Our children are our most vulnerable, and certainly not addicts who choose to leave discarded needles and crack pipes in our neighborhoods. Our final message to the city is this, and shelter agonists alike: if you think you can shame people into silence, who don't want used needles in their backyard, used crack pipes in their backyard, by calling them NIMBY, you better think again. This kind of gaslighting does not work on us. We are here to fight for a return to common decency in our neighborhoods and across the city. Childish will not be cowed by absurd and childish name-calling from our leaders and some of the media. Let's end harm reduction practices in our neighborhoods and begin to cite shelters appropriately with community balance and crime. Thank you.
Fortier, Upper Jarvis resident. Harm reduction! Keep community safe! Shame on you! Harm reduction!
Good morning. I'm Andre Fortier, speaking on behalf of the residents because our neighborhood has become unsafe. Since Casey Houses began handing out free drug paraphernalia and allowing supervised consumption of narcotics, we witness an explosion of street drug use and activity in our neighborhood, right outside our homes. People are injecting our sidewalks, street drug dealers fight for territory, we hear yelling through the night, syringes and garbage left everywhere. A resident told me yesterday, and I quote, "I used to feel I lived in a piece of heaven. Now I feel like I'm in hell." Our elderly and children walk these streets, and this is happening just 110 meters from a local school. That's illegal under the Community Care Act 2024, which prohibits supervised and subsidized within 200 meters of schools. So how is this allowed?
The province has acknowledged that street-level drug sites are not sustainable, committing instead to dedicated rehabilitation centers that protect both public health and neighborhood safety. Casey House is exploiting a hospital classification to bypass the law, practicing harm reduction through harm redistribution in our community. Casey House is funded 80% by the province and must be accountable for the direct harm they are causing in the community. This loophole must be shut down. It's putting lives and neighborhoods at risk. We are demanding action. The Minister of Health, Sylvia Jones, and MP Doug Ford must close the loophole, restore proper oversight, and drug consumption and health and meal distribution in residential, school, and wheelchair areas. We are also calling and support anti-social Roseanne, City Council Chris and Mayor Olivia Carr to take action to put a stop to this unbearable situation in our neighborhood. We didn't consent to this. Our voices matter. Our safety matters. This is failure policy and implementation, and it must be corrected. And we have assembled a media kit, including photos, available upon request. This is an election issue. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Sharon Danley, Esplanade Seniors Downtown. Good morning, everyone. I'm a senior, long-time resident of the Esplanade and an advocate for healthy, independent living. Today, I am speaking on the many seniors and disabled residents who feel abandoned by City Hall. Let me be clear, we are not against cyclists or addiction treatment, but we are absolutely against being treated like collateral damage in a city that claims to be progressive, but forgets the people who spent our lives building this city. I've been struck by a cyclist myself and nearly sideswiped twice more by riders who don't know the rules of the road. They ride on the road, the sidewalks, or wherever they feel like. Pedestrians have the right of way under the Ontario Traffic Act. But in Toronto, crossing the street, especially with a walker, cane, or from a wheel-trans vehicle, is life-threatening. E-bikes race at car-like speeds, and drivers turning through bike lanes are on constant high alert, hoping that they won't end up in an accident or worse. Then there's the methadone clinics, placed right in the heart of our vulnerable residential community. There was no consultation, no support services, and no safeguards. Now we find discarded needles in our laneways, and many senior women are afraid just stepping outside their front door. Would you place a facility like that next to your mother's building? A few years ago, the city of promised to make Toronto accessible for all people. That felt like a program. It felt like a home. It felt like a dream. But now we feel like it's just a dream. A nice line of public policy that never reached the sidewalk. We deserve better. We demand real consultation, not rubber stamps. All cyclists must drive on exam and be licensed and insured. Enforcement of safety laws, not chaos, disguised as innovation. And a city that truly works for everyone, not just the loudest lobby or the fastest car. Remember, one day you could be a senior too, or disabled. If a bike lanes and misplaced methadone clinics don't steal that future from you. Creating a city that works for everyone and promises us accessibility and safety for the disabled upheld. Thank you. The next speaker is Roman Valor, MP of York West.
Member of Parliament for the Great Riding of York Centre, also known as Ward 6 in the City of Toronto. I'm here for one reason only.
You wish you were
To
Ward
talk
6.
about the propriety of the Damzu homeless shelter, proposed to be situated 100 meters away from the Pierre Laporte Public School, and 100 meters the Damzu shelter will be situated right here. This is the Pierre Laporte Public School. This is the St. Teresa Child Care Center. I submit to everyone irrespective of the discourse here, irrespective of the fact that some people value free speech, but obviously do not allow others to exercise their freedom. That this is not an appropriate spot for a shelter. Surrounding city staff that work in the shelters now hand out drug paraphernalia. They will be handing out needles and presumably find themselves at the Pierre Laporte Public School, daycare center, and Roman Park. Everybody acknowledges that there's a homeless issue in the city of Toronto. Everybody acknowledges that our shelters are overcrowded. But placing children in the heart of residential neighborhoods is not the answer. We can be looking at employment plans. We can be rezoning employment plans to home residential shelters. Family shelter is with drugs and care. And how do we know that? Because we see what's happening next door. With the Toronto Plaza shelter. Located at Jamie Wilson, the Toronto Plaza shelter has turned Jamie Wilson into an epicenter of drugs and crime. 3 weeks ago, there was a murder at the Toronto Plaza shelter. We're asking council not to turn Keelan Wilson into Jane and Wilson. Thank you so much.
Thank you, MP. Our next speaker is Daniel Tate from Integrity.
My name is Daniel Tate. Executive Director of CTO. We are Toronto's newest and fastest growing civic advocacy group And we're very nonpartisan. We're a centrist organization. We want radical normal planning. Me personally, I'm not against bike lanes. I'm an avid user of the Sherbourne and College Street bike lanes, which are fantastic bike lanes. Why? Because they were done smartly. They don't eat up roads, right? And so this is not about being anti-bike lanes. It's about being smart planning. But I do want to flip it over to a couple other issues quickly. Some of you may recall I was the person who brought the Dundas petition to City Hall, brought it to Executive Committee. There were 35,000 people who signed it. And that was a wake-up call for everybody because we were maligned by Olivia Chow. We were maligned by Chris Boyce and other people in Executive Committee. And I think that shows that there is a lack of respect for citizens of this city by the current City Council administration. And the citizens want respect again. We don't want to be treated like that. We use like taunts for these radical ideologies. We want respect. That's really what it's all about. Forgetting to buy charging stations for $150 million firms. The neglect and the incompetence is unbelievable. We've never seen this in our city before. Giving kids the right to vote. Ryan Sachs, one of the 16-year-olds, to be able to vote nationally. These are radical policies that normal Torontonians don't want anymore, and so that's what we're all coming here for to talk about. A couple of other quick things. I just want to give a shout out to Calvin Berry, who represented me pro bono. We freed Johnny McDonald at Queen's Park. Sure, Johnny McDonald is free. Thank you. We appreciate the project. We're proud of our president, proud of our founder. Two more quick things. Chris Boyce needs to listen to his constituents. He did a con job on Young Dundas Square, we know this, and now he wants to rename Sumac Shooter Parquet with no public consultation. So there's a Trefan Core residents petition, 1,500 signatures. We need to do a reset of that renaming. It was done in a completely dishonest way. And lastly, the last thing I want to announce is There is an unbelievable amount of public money that we all believe is not being stewarded responsibly. There's a lot of waste, and so CTO is happy to announce that today our next conference, we are holding an independent third-party forensic audit of Toronto shelter and support services, who has an almost $1 billion annual operating budget. Where's the money going? Almost $1 billion, and it's grown by 22% in the last 2 years. We want an audit, and this is going to be the first division at City Hall. There's going to be many more to follow. Follow Integrity TO on Instagram and online. Talk to you later.
Now we will have some time for questions and answers. So there is anybody from the media. So if you have a question, please raise your hand.
Hola.
Okay, go ahead.
Senor.
Who would you like to address?
I'm not going to let us speak. I'm not going to let none of us speak. I just spoke. I know. I mean, over there.
Okay, so Daniel.
I don't do that kind of stuff. Like, I don't do any.
I'll do my best.
I'm constructive, but you know, I just document it. No need to have more wannabe cops decide to be wannabe cops, and then I lose that fight. It doesn't matter that they. So what? Bachelor Tom. Yeah. Without the addiction to photo op.
That's history. Things have changed. Life is so fluid. 2025 going into 2026 is nothing like from 21, 22, or even 2023. So we're talking about now, current state, and looking ahead to the future. And I can only speak on my experience, and my experience is I've been deluged with people across the city who are absolutely just fed up with the state of disrepair. Just go walk around. Infrastructure is failing. Why are you paying double-digit tax hikes year over year when your city is crumbling? Garbage bins don't work properly. The streets aren't working properly. I've been stepping on needles even when these quote-unquote harm reduction sites were operating. So make it make sense. And so I think the silent majority is less silent right now.
Any other questions from the accredited media?
Bike lanes are the cheapest infrastructure there is.
Well, quite frankly, there's 1,700 staff with Toronto Shelter and Support Services, and maybe they could figure out a better place for the shelters, because right now where they're being placed is dangerous. Placing them near schools and near homes and needle types of paraphernalia is unsafe. There needs to be a full reorganization of Toronto Shelter and Support Services, and they need to relook at what they're doing. You can see from today that people are very concerned about where the shelters are being placed. I think that's a legitimate concern, right?
Hi. As for that question, where should they go? Well, the city is very quick to rezone our site at 66 3rd into a 50-person homeless shelter. They could easily rezone some lands in industrial parts of the city that are 10-15-minute walk away from residential areas. It would be that simple, and you wouldn't see all this pushback. Well, it'd be industrial, so there wouldn't be residential people there. Well, if it's going to be a harm reduction site where they're handing out needles, recently we had. Sorry, That's my answer, is we can rezone in more appropriate places than right in the middle of neighborhoods.
Thank you, David. Any other questions? Yes, go ahead. Who are you addressing?
my opinion.
Any other questions from the Okay, thank you very much, everyone, for coming out this morning. Again, this is put on by the Downtown Concerned Citizens Organization in conjunction with Protect Bathurst, Integrity TO, and several other community organizations. My name is Margaret Samuel. Have a very good day.
Driving become protected by the charter.
What does that mean?
Driving.
Yeah. Driving a car. Everybody should be able to drive, ride a bike, walk. Everybody should be able to do what they want.
Driving's a privilege, right?
Everything is a privilege.
No.
That we walk, that you walk here is a privilege.
Walking, riding, rolling, and wheeling is a right. Driving is a privilege. And that will never change.
Everything is a privilege.
The Highway Traffic Act and the Criminal Code specifically state that driving is a privilege. And it can be taken away.
Riding a bike is a privilege too, because if you can't afford a bike, how can you drive a bike?
People don't drive bikes.
Listen, you walking here is a privilege, because if your legs hurt, you wouldn't be able to walk here.
That's why mobility devices exist. And we cannot license wheelchairs.
But that's a privilege. Everything is a privilege. You being here, standing here, healthy, talking to me is a privilege, because you can be at home in bed, not well.
Yeah, I know.
Life is a privilege.
Yeah, life is.
And there's many different walks of life, and everyone has different scenarios and needs to do different
So
things.
I'm trying to say, you can't license freedom of movement or freedom of mobility or the right to mobility.
Nobody's licensing
Well, that's
it.
what they were just talking
No,
about.
that we're not.
They're not saying that at all.
They want a space for everyone, for cars, for bikes, for
It
buses,
looks
for
like just for
everybody.
cars only.
It's not. That's not what. If you
That's
look
what
at the
you're being
message,
told.
that's not actually what they're saying.
That's not what
I
they're
don't
saying.
drive.
That's okay.
I
You
don't
do.
drive, I walk, I bike,
that's fine.
I don't drive and I never will.
And that's
fine. And
a lot
that
of people
works.
don't, and a lot of people do.
Guess what? One bike, one car takes the space of 6 to 9 bikes in motion, or 12 to 15, 20 to 24 wheelchairs.
But we should, it's a big city. We should be able to drive, bike, bus, everything.
I'm sure you find it difficult to ride your bike in the winter too. You probably take
No, I
transit.
don't. No, I don't. I ride all year round.
I'm sure you do, but it's more difficult.
I find it
No,
difficult.
it's like riding through sand.
Really?
Which is hard. That's hard.
You're a trooper, man.
Sand's
You're
not
a
deep.
great,
You're a
great
trooper.
man.
If the sand isn't deep, it's okay.
Maybe not down here, but in the suburbs, it's pretty deep.
Well, good on you for riding through
Oh, I
the
know.
winter. That's not
Yeah, it
easy.
could be a pain there.
Yeah. But that's why the narrative
I've been
is
riding all
not
year
taking
round.
away bikes.
No, it's not taking away bikes.
That's not the
You should
narrative.
be able to ride a bike. But everybody should, some people have to drive bikes.
Well, if that's what their employer requires, that's kind of silly.
That's the thing, right? There's so many
It's
different
rare,
scenarios.
but some buses don't make it to where you go to work. So
I know, there's no buses traveling all over the city. That's one thing.
There's so many
Like
different
it's intermediate ways of transport to get a car. All right.